All right, Bomber obviously lost to Iowa today, but overnight your team clinches a playoff spot for the 2024 Calder Cup playoffs. Just talk about what that means to this group, despite everything that's sort of been going on this year, and what sort of achievement that it means for this team.
Well, it's a huge deal. I think there's a lot of people behind the scenes that had a hand in that, and it's all the credit to the players. I think after. We talked a little bit about it after the game about we went through the 11-game losing streak, and to pull out of that, I'm not even too sure how far from 500 we were at that point. And just the way the guys, pulled ourselves out of that and played the rest of the way down the stretch. I don't know. Off the top of my head, we were probably second best record in our division and in the top 5 in the league from that point on. So all the credit to the players. They did an unbelievable job. The hard work that they put in to get us to this point and to get us into the playoffs.
You talk about the hard work too, and that was on full display today. Obviously, not the result you wanted, but that third period was a heck of a battle back from the club. Is that sort of the hockey you've been trying to capture the bottle the entire season long?
Yeah, I think so. I think I don't think they were very happy with the way the first period was played out. I think there was just that intensity wasn't there, but then we picked it up going into the third period and had an excellent third period. Just came up a little short, but that's the way she goes sometimes. And we got 3 games left, so we just want to keep our game tight, keep playing as hard as we can, just like we did there tonight, going into Milwaukee and Texas for these last 3.
You get a couple of new faces in there with Colby Barlow and Dylan Anhorn. Did you see anything that you liked out of them, and what's your overall assessment of the 2 new faces on the team?
Well, I think, I'll start with Barlow. I think, he kept it quite simple tonight. I think he was a little nervous there at the start, but he settled right in. He's had a couple practices with us and watched a couple games, so he knew what to expect out there and did well. Congrats to him on his first game, and same with Dylan. I think he actually looked quite poised back there for a defenseman stepping into his first pro game, and I thought he did well. Maybe he keeps, if they get another game, they just got to keep playing like that and keep progressing just in practice, learn the pro game, and if they get back in, just have another good one.
And then you have Capobianco and Heinola score a couple of goals to bring you back into the game. Just the fight out of the whole team is, what did you see that just you want to keep going into the road trip coming up and heading into the playoffs?
The same effort. Yeah. Obviously, I think it's, sometimes things don't go well for you in a game, and they weren't really at the start. There was kind of a so-so period there right off the bat, like I just hit on, but I think in the third period, that's more the way we want to play. And if we can just keep that up, it was great to see those 2 guys score goals for us. And it's funny because it's just a simple goal, right? Get it back to the point, shoot it at the net, and it goes in. So we just got to keep that up.
Christian Reichel's named your MVP too. What can you say to Reich's game and what he's meant to the team over the entire year?
Well, he's been huge. I think he's a leader on and off the ice. He's dialed into every game. He's out there. He's intense, and just really happy for him. Just even last night, his parents are here, his dad's here anyway, I know that, and just for him to get a hat trick and then be named MVP tonight is just a nice feather in his cap. I think he was pretty surprised, but I don't think obviously any of our staff are surprised at all at that.
Nolan, just going back quickly to the 11-game losing streak, I know, again, we've talked at length about it and stuff like that, but just what impressed you personally most just over the course of you guys being able to come out of that, I should say? Anything in particular come to mind for you?
I just think it was the attitude of our team and the work ethic that just goes into every day. There was never any quit. There was stuff that happened in games, but near the end of that 11-game losing streak, it started to turn for us. We could have won the last of that 11 games, 3 or 4 games. We had chances. They just weren't going in. So the guys really stuck with it. I've hit on this before. Maybe early on in that team gets an early goal, it would be a downer on the bench. But near the end of that, it just wasn't the case. It was just early goal, and wouldn't matter to our team. We just kept pushing forward, and again, all the credit to our players. They just did an unbelievable job to get out of it and to get us to where we are now.
Last one for me. I was just curious, and maybe a little bit of a stupid question, but like going into against Texas, like on Friday and Saturday, is there anything that you need to like? I guess you guys need to keep in mind, even if it's from a strategic standpoint, just knowing that you're going to be playing them again, potentially for a couple of games.
Well, first of all, no stupid questions ever, and second of all, I don't know. I mean, you just can't go in there and be like, well, we're going to not do this on the power play because we're going to play them in the playoffs. I think it's just go in there and you know, play as hard as we can and try to get a couple wins. That's what it's all about. We want to go out there, play a solid game, have our game tight, try to win the game, obviously, and then you want to roll into the playoffs feeling good about yourselves and feeling good about your game.